What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Getting into this episode of GH. Lulu and Nikolas are completely working my nerves right about now. I said this yesterday, like, their mother was shot. She's recovering, trying to recuperate. And y'all just dumping all y'all little melodrama problems onto her. Stuff that y'all should be able to handle on your own. I understand that they need advice or whatever, but it's like, why go to her for advice for something that you know the answer to already? You can't tell me that Lulu doesn't know the answer to her little Dustin problem. Like, she's sitting there basically comparing Dante to Dustin. Talking about she don't know if she could deal with another guy who has like this superhero complex or whatever. First of all, and I totally agree with Laura, because she basically said exactly what I was thinking. Dustin is not Dante. Dustin is not a cop. He's a high school English teacher, for crying out loud. All he did was be at the right place at the right time. That's all he did. He actually saved Jocelyn's life. He saved Jocelyn. He saved Michael, Sasha. You know, they all could have wound up shot too if Dustin didn't show up when he did. You know what I mean? It's like he doesn't have a superhero complex. He was just right place, right time. That's all it was. Would you have been okay if your cousins were shot? I mean, your mother was already shot. Would you have been okay if your cousins were shot too? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, think. Damn, like, it's not that hard. Like, obviously, she's still holding on to resentment or whatever. It's like, either you're going to make things a go with Dustin or you're not. You know what I'm saying? And my whole thing was, I didn't think that she should have been in a serious relationship right now anyway. Because her and Dante were together pretty much for like 10 years. You know, they met in 2009 and they pretty much been joined at the hip ever since. So I thought it was a little too soon for her to be getting serious about anybody. I was cool with her and Dustin, you know, being flirtatious, maybe having a couple, you know, flings or whatever, just being casual. But being serious, I think it's too soon. I think it was a little too soon. But Lulu just need to learn how to start handling her shit by herself instead of running to Laura every 5 minutes. Like, I understand you need some advice sometime, but she be needing advice about every little thing. And it's like some of these answers are just common sense and they're just in your face. You know, like, I don't know why you need somebody to tell you something that you should already know. Like, I'm just saying. So, you know, her and Dustin, I feel like this whole Dustin thing might blow up in her face anyway, because when he was talking to Brooklyn, it might still be some feelings there. Might be. Because Brooklyn made it very clear that she still got a thing for him. And that she regrets breaking up with him. So she definitely made that clear. So who knows where that's going to go. So anyway, Nikolas is another one with all his melodrama about Ava. I'm like, Nikolas, you chose to marry this woman to get your fortune. You chose to do that. And even Laura told him, why are you in a loveless marriage? Like, all of this for money? Damn, bro. All them years that you ran Cassadine Industries, you mean to tell me you can't create a whole new fortune for yourself? You got to rely on the Cassadine fortune? Create a whole new damn fortune for yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's all you got to do. You ran the company for years when it was $1 billion company. So you mean to tell me you can't do the same thing now? You can't rebuild your fortune? Or there's a million ways nowadays to make money legally than what it was back then. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot more better ways, especially with the way technology is now. I'm just saying, like, come on now, stop dumping everything on Laura. I mean, it was nice of him to want Laura and Kevin to move to Windermere so she could recuperate. Plus, he doesn't want her around the peers and around all that stuff because of the way, you know, gunfire, all that violence and stuff. But I'm like, she's going to be dealing with it anyway as mayor. As mayor, it's her job to, you know, contain this situation, to make sure it doesn't escalate, because God knows it's about to escalate. But I like the fact that he was trying to look out for her. You know, he wanted her to move to Windermere or whatever. My thing about Nikolas, I felt like he was naive in thinking that, oh, he thought everybody was going to be happy that he was alive. And, bruh, they are happy that you're alive. They don't like the way that you went about it. You know what I'm saying? They don't like that. You know, you kept everybody in the dark just so you can get your fortune back and get some petty revenge. Like, come on now. Money and revenge was more important to you than your damn family, than your own son. That's what they have a problem with. And it was so irritating how he wanted Laura to go talk to Spencer for him. And Laura was like, I'm not doing that. She said, I'm not going to talk Spencer into giving you a second chance or forgiving you. He needs to do that on his own time. And she knows eventually Spencer will come around, will forgive him, but that's up to him. He's not a little child anymore. He's a teenager now. You know what I'm saying? Teenager, preteen, whatever. He's older now. He's old enough to know how he feels, and he's old enough to make up his mind on when and if he wants you back in his life. Laura's not going to bully him or force him to do it. All she said simply was that she is going to stand by Spencer's side and respect his feelings towards Nikolas. Good, bad, or indifferent. She going to respect it. And I love that answer. That's why I love me some Laura. I love her. She got so much wisdom to her. You know what I'm saying? That's from years of going through things, you know, from Luke to her kids to her traumas. So she has a lot of wisdom, and I'm glad she told Nikolas what she told him. Like, you got to give people some space and people will come around. Lulu will come around. But at the end of the day, Lulu's still pissed with him because her daughter could have died because you pretended like you were her bodyguard. Like, that's some stuff right there that's just too hard to forgive sometimes. So he just needs to, you know, do what it do. Like, just give people their space. I'm loving this little ceasefire, if you will, between Nina and Ava. I'm loving it. Like, them being little frenemies and stuff, going after the Cassadine men. I love it. I never thought in a million years Ava and Nina would team up in any capacity on a friendly term. I never thought they would. But it's fun to see it, you know. So basically, Ava is basically plotting and hoping that Nikolas breaks their wedding vows. Like, he breaks the terms of their postnup. So that way she could walk away with 90% of the Cassadine fortune. Because she's quite sure that he's going to cheat first and break the postnup. And he probably will. He probably will. Or she can, you know, make that happen. Because you know Ava's devious enough to do it. Probably roofie him or something, get it, you know, some girl to sleep with him or whatever, so that way she could walk away with everything. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if she did it. Not at all. It wouldn't be shocking. It would be totally right up Ava's alley. Because Valentine, he's still sitting there with his little sob story to Nina. Oh, I don't regret making you happy. And I'm glad Nina walked away from him. I'm glad she did. Nina finally see that she deserves better and that her and Valentine are not meant to be. They're not good for each other. And I'm glad she walked away from that situation. Hopefully she can keep on walking and not go back, not look back. Because I think that would just be stupid on her part. So anyway, moving on from that. So Julian and Brad are still trying to cover up their tracks because Lucas remembers that Brad made it seem like he was going to confess something to him. Like he was building up to some confession the night of the accident. But, you know, Brad basically brushed it to the side. Julian jumped in and changed the subject rather quickly. And, you know, Julian feels like they need to keep Lucas the hell away from Willow. Because the more Willow keeps talking, especially when she came in the room talking about, oh, Michael stepped up too and took care, you know, helped take care of Wiley. As if Wiley was his own son. I'm like, yeah, Julian was like, no, we need to keep her the hell away from Lucas. Because if she keep talking, it's going to jog some memory for him. And that's what they don't want. My thing is, stop it. Y'all might as well just tell the damn truth at this point. It's like y'all are busted. The walls are just closing in on you. But you know Julian, he going to ride this lie until the wheels fall off. You know he will. And you know Brad will. But it's going to come back on him. It's going to come back. It's going to come back and bite both of them right in their ass. And it's going to be a hard bite, too. Lucas, you know, he's going to piece it together. And, you know, Lucas decided that, you know, he wants, while he's recuperating, he wants Willow to continue, you know, taking care of Wiley as his nanny. And, you know, Brad and Julian aren't going to be too keen on that. But, hey, too bad. So, anyway, moving on from that. Nelle just won't quit. Like, she refuses to just take the offer that Michael's offering. She's sitting there, you know, he wrote her basically the same agreement that he gave her earlier that she tore up. And she was like, no, I'm not doing it. Then she's sitting there demanding that she get better accommodations because she felt like people were looking in her window at the boathouse. He was like, it was probably a groundskeeper or something. More than likely. And she talking about, no, I want better accommodations. First of all, he didn't have to let you stay at the mansion. He did it because he didn't want you around Wiley. That's why he did it. He could kick you out and throw your little ass out on the street. That's what he could do. You don't come in there making no demands. And then she talking about, well, if I can't get better accommodations, I'll go back and stay at Brad's. He was like, well, that's going to be hard to do because Lucas is awake now. And there's no way Lucas is going to let her stay there. So you're assed out on that one. I'm like, no, just give it up and take the money. So now she's sitting there calling Martin, talking about she's thinking about putting her ELQ shares on the open market and seeing who's willing to offer her a higher bid for it. I said, this dum-dum, she don't even know she being played right now. She's falling right into Martin and Valentine's trap, and she don't see it. And you're falling into that trap, and you don't see it coming a mile away. So basically, it seems to me, so Ned is trying to negotiate with Brooklyn's manager, give him a one-time payment. Basically, he's offering him the money that the 3 albums would have made, how much they would have brought in from those 3 albums. And the manager is basically turning that offer down. Come to find out, the manager is working with Martin Gray, Valentine's lawyer. So this is the angle I think Valentine is playing. He's trying to get Nell's ELQ stock, and he's trying to get this manager to get his hooks into Brooklyn's ELQ stock. Valentine is after ELQ. He's definitely trying to make a play for that company. And he got 2 pawns that he's using right now. And they're both in perfect positions to try to grab hold of that stock. Nelle already has it. So now he's trying to get the manager to get it from Brooklyn. That's a slick bastard. I told you, Valentine a slick one. He is a little slippery something. So anyway, Ned and Michael were talking about ELQ, and he felt like, they got some bad headlines or whatever in the press about the shootings. And, Ned is obviously not happy about that because the shareholders are not going to be happy. The investors are not going to be happy. Their partners are not going to be happy. But, Ned told him, he was like, basically, I'm going to stand by your side, show the world that, the Quartermains are united and we're running the company together. I have a feeling Ned is definitely going to make a play. At this point, Ned has to. Ned has to do something to get control of the CEO chair. He has to. Michael has been doing a good job running that company, but to me, Michael is too soft. Like, we've seen how vengeful Michael can be when he gets in that mind frame, but right now he's out the damn game. Like, you're not in that mind frame, and that's what you need. If you got somebody like Valentine coming for you, you're going to need somebody like Ned to step the hell up. And only Ned can do that right now. Ned has the experience that Michael lacks because Ned has dealt with this type of threat before. Somebody trying to take control and weasel their way in. Ned has done this 10 times, 1,000 times over, in over the years. So I think he's better equipped to handle this than Michael. Michael has too much going on already outside the job to focus on this threat. You need somebody with some real insight into this, and Ned has that. So I think it's best that Ned takes control and do it now before it's too late. But this was a pretty good episode, though. This was a decent installment. I enjoyed it. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about it. I will see y'all all later. Hope you have a great day. Peace.